as we plug in a really electrifying group called the Blues Magoos.
Hello, vinyl community. Dave the Pickup Artist with you for another round of Psychedelic Sunday, where the cost of one admission is your mind. And this week we got some hole fills, starting with the third album from the great Blues Magoos, called Basic Blues Magoos. And this carries on in their tradition of craziness. This follows up their two garage rock albums. And this album is a little bit more psychedelic. They do a couple slow songs on here to switch it up, and a couple of I don't know. There's a couple covers. We got some funny song titles. These guys had a sense of humor. On side 2, the first track is called "The President's Council on Psychedelic Fitness." And then we get another track called Subliminal Sonic Laxative. Whatever that is. But yeah, this is more great stuff. I don't know if I like it the first two albums, but it's basic Blues Magoos, just like the title says. Basic Blues Magoos. They do a cover of I Can Hear the Grass Grow, which I think was a track by The Move. But yeah, I'm glad to have this. So, the Blues Magoos, it started in the mid-60s. They were from the Bronx area, and they started gigging in the Greenwich Village area, and came upon a hard-edged garage sound. They got a deal, and they put out their first album, which is called Psychedelic Lollipop, which I heard they borrowed from the 13th Floor Elevators. And like the first album I showed, that's on Mercury.
A goddamn fucking Nazi!
Gotta get away, gotta get away. I gotta get away. Gotta get away, gotta get away.
These guys had a hit right out of the gate called We Ain't Got Nothing Yet. And it was, I think it got to number 4 on the US singles charts. And they followed it up with, I think, Tobacco Road, a song that they also did on the Jack Benny show.
Where did you get those outfits?
They're Liberace's old pajamas.
Hey, you're good, you know? I can believe that.
And they followed that up with the equally great Electric comic book. And I paid $10 for this at Tone Vendor in St. Augustine years ago. And on the back cover we get caricatures of the gang. And this is cool because it also comes with a comic book where you can catch up with the band in their comic book mode. And you can also get the Blues Magoos lava light. In fact, I think there's a picture of the Blues Magoos bugging out on that lava light. And the inside of the comic book, it covers the band. The band gets mixed up in some LSD weirdness. And this, I don't think this album was as successful as the first album, but it's just as great. We got a great version of Gloria.
The only loser I see is
Your mother.
And you gotta love the humor these guys put out. It's set up like a drive-in movie theater. At the end of the first side, we get an intermission, and at the end of the second side, we get a comic. That's all, folks, which is very cool. And it says on here, an electric storm made and brought to you in do-it-yourself lightning. Transistorized, come as you are, minds in the hothead history of current events. The shotgun marriage of pop art and Looney Tunes, the underground cottage of plastic defenses, the clinging hysteria in Blues Magoo heaven. Tomorrow's conversation trying to be heard now. And that was blurred by Ray Fox, who I'm not sure who he is. Maybe a manager or something. Then, of course, they had Basic Blues Magoos, their third album. I'm leaving this out. I'm going to listen to it at least one more time before I file it. Then they kind of went off the deep end. Well, the band splintered, and there was one guy. They got one guy, and they somehow retained the name Blues Magoos, and they recorded this album, Never Going Back to Georgia. It's not very good. It doesn't sound anything like the Blues Magoos we know and love from the first 3 albums. This is all over the place. One song sounds like they wanted to be Santana. It's not the Blues Magoos. And they followed this up with an even, and I haven't heard it, but the album they followed it up with, there's absolutely nobody in the Blues Magoos. It's all session musicians. So I'm not even looking for that one. But this, you don't need this one. Unless you can find it for like $2 like I did. But Yeah, the Blues Magoos completed my collection as far as I'm concerned of the Blues Magoos. And it's cheap heat too. You can find these albums relatively cheap. Blues Magoos from the Bronx.
Let me out this goddamn birdcage!
The next is an album I've been looking for a while. I finally snagged a reissue copy of it from, I think the label's Cosmic Rock label. We got Relatively Clean Rivers.
What you're fucking showing, you cunt.
It's hippie folk from this outfit that was headed by a guy by the name of Phil Pearlman. Prior to this, in the 60s, he had 2 albums out, and I think he had a couple of singles in the early 60s. This came out in 76, but it's rumored to have been recorded in the early 70s. And I'll give you a close look at that hype sticker. That hype sticker goes into a little bit of detail because there's not a lot of information known about this guy. But what little information we do know is interesting. This guy kind of disappeared after this album. This guy changes his name to, I don't know what he changed his name to, but he changes his name. And in 1978, he has a son born. And that's it. He kind of just disappears up until 2001, when his name came up from the FBI. It turns out his son, at some point in the 90s, converted to Islam and became a spokesperson and senior advisor to Osama bin Laden. This is around 2001, around 9/11, and he was put on the FBI's wanted list for several years, up until he got killed in I guess a strike in Pakistan. A drone strike in Pakistan took him out 10 years ago. So, and apparently the FBI did question Phil Pearlman on it, and nobody knows if he's, the son is definitely dead, obviously, but nobody knows if Pearlman is alive or dead to this day. He would probably be in his 80s, but this is experimental freak folk. Yeah, it's a Sunday morning trip. This is something you want to listen to on Sunday mornings. After Psychedelic Sunday, of course. But, check out the other two, too. The one is called Beat of the Earth, and the other one's called the Electronic Hole. But these are interesting listens.
For the United States of America.
This week we lost a great drummer, Greg Elmer, who was the drummer from the beginning for the great Quicksilver Messenger service. He was on their first album. And this album is in trash condition. This is in such bad condition that I can't even get the shrink or the cover off of it anymore, because it's kind of melted to the record. And the vinyl's not in great shape either. as much as I like their first album, I think their second album was the breadwinner. The amazing Happy Trails, which featured live tracks spliced with studio tracks. They took a version of Who Do You Love that was, I think, recorded at the Fillmore, and Fillmore East and West, and spliced them together to make this great first side, which is a 25-minute version of Who Do You Love. Done Quicksilver style. And on side 2 we get a great version of Mona. I don't know who originally did Mona. It says Ellis McDaniels. I know the Stones did a version of Mona. This is my favorite version of Mona on here. And they close it with their version of Dale Evans' Happy Trails. And on the back with Greg Elmore. And every Quicksilver Messenger album I have is in pretty crap condition. This is a keeper. This is in pretty good condition, but I am probably going to get rid of this first album. It's going to go in the trash. It will lie in state in the garage for about a week. Then Monday it will go out. Because I heard from a reliable source that they're going to put out a new box set of the Quicksilver Messenger Service albums. So, I finally can get rid of this. But, looking forward to seeing that box set and see if it includes all the albums. They had Shady Grove, I think, was one. But that's all I've got this week, folks. I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Take care.